best, 'cause the music makes me high. And if I only got one more night, I'm gonna leave out a loud goodbye.
What up? What up? What up? It's your boy, Mr. Devon, Mr. Devon Channel Sweatbox. We back. We live. We active here on the channel. Yes, indeed. And we just got done watching WandaVision episode 7. So it's time to talk about it. It's time to talk about it. Quick recap of episode. Spoilers, just in case you all know this is a spoiler review. We talking about it. So after last week's episode, when Wanda expanded the hexagon, the hex, to encompass the sword base and to save Vision's life, and then she blasted Pietro, who we pretty much get confirmation in this episode is the fake Pietro. She calls him fake. She says that's not your uncle. So man, a lot happened again. So let's start from the beginning. This episode starts with the theme this week is like Modern Family / The Office a little bit, but it's mostly Modern Family, with the whole talking to the camera and all that. And it starts with Wanda mentioning she as she's doing the commentary to the camera, she's mentioning, saying, yeah, when you expand the false reality that you made and all that, it was so crazy. You hear the cat in the background. But after that, then we get the scene of the kids coming in and asking her, hey, something's wrong with our game, Mom, it's tripping out. And they see, and it goes to show that they're playing video games, and it starts to switch. First it goes from like an Xbox to a Nintendo, to a GameCube, and then it switches to like an Atari, then it switches to Uno cards. And that's the running theme of Wanda is starting to lose control of the hex. It's starting to lose control of the hex. And she's even noticing it. As she's doing things throughout the day, the furniture keeps changing, the milk changes from newer to old, and at one point you see there was a missing child alert on the back of the milk carton. I didn't get a good look at who the kid was, but interesting. It's interesting. So that whole thing is happening. It's all crazy. She's starting to lose control. Vision wakes up, and he's just in the middle of the circus, and he sees all the people around. He sees Darcy, who's chained to a car because she's now like the great escape artist. That's her character in the Hex. Vision wakes her up after a little funny scene. Vision wakes her up, and the craziest thing about it is she didn't seem to be tormented and being tortured the way some of the other people were. So that was interesting. But she was basically normal. And so Vision wakes her up, and her and Vision start figuring out what's going on, and then she just starts filling Vision in on everything. She tells Vision about the Infinity Stones, about his creation, about his death, about how Wanda having to see his death, all of that. She basically breaks it down, everything for him, brings him up to speed. He still doesn't remember any of that. So then, outside the sword base, outside the hex, we get Monica and Jimmy Woo, who finally link up with their people. We never find out who the engineer was, so that still might get revealed. But we never find out who the engineer was. But they drop off the big ATV or the lunar vehicle, whatever it is that she's going to use to ram into the hex. She gets in it. She gets fully geared up in like astronaut gear. She rams into the hex. Nothing happens. She runs it into the hex, almost gets it through, and then it flips over. And it halfway started to change. It started to be sucked into the hex. And so she had to climb out for it, change, and then it got spit back out, and it was half minivan. That was crazy. It was half mini. I wanted to know how they did that. That was crazy, because it was half minivan, half Mars rover thing. It was crazy. So then after that, Monica just runs through the thing. She's like, fuck it, I'm going to just take my life into my hands and just yada yada. And she pushes her way through it, and then that fully, and then she goes through this whole thing where she hears all the voices of Nick Fury, her mom, Captain Marvel, all these memories running through her head, and then she comes out on the other side, and she's got her powers. She's basically got her powers now. And she kind of uses them, because she has a little face off of Wanda. We'll get to that. Wanda's completely, and she's just like, I'm taking a stake. I need to get my life. She's taking a date or so. She's not even concerned the Vision isn't there. The kid's like, where's Vision? She's like, if he doesn't want to be here, he doesn't want to be here. So the whole time, Vision's trying to get back to the house to talk to Wanda, and Wanda keeps putting these distractions in his way so he doesn't get back to the house. I mean, she's got lots of stoplights, construction, kids. Hilarious. That part is hilarious. Once he notices it, it's hilarious. Then, so here's the thing that really trips me out, because we get the reveal of Agnes as Agatha Harkness, as we all knew. That was pretty much predicted. And the reveal comes and he gets a whole thing. So it was her all along. It was her all along. And they go back to flashback to her showing all the stuff. So apparently she's the one who sent Pietro. She sent the fake Pietro. Yeah, they're like, and she did kill the dog. And she totally killed the dog. She totally killed the dog. But she comes over and offers to watch the kids for Wanda. And the kids go back to her house, and Wiccan makes a statement. She's like, I like it over here. It's quiet. And she looks and says, you're quiet inside, Agnes, which is, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't know if that was a hint that she was a real, but we'll get more into that. I don't know. The commercial this week was weird. It was a medicine commercial. I gotta watch it one more time so I can see the gist of that, because it was like when the world doesn't revolve around you, and it was all implications about the world of Wanda's world, and it's kind of falling apart, and that's what's happening. The world is falling apart. Wanda is not able to control it anymore. So after that, so let's get back to this. So let's get back to Monica Rambeau. So after she's now in the hex. First thing she does is she runs up to Wanda. She runs into Wanda's house. Wanda's like, "What are you doing here?" And it's complete beef. But she's trying to talk to Wanda. She's like, "Look, I'm trying to help you. What's his name is after Vision," and that's what Darcy uncovered. Is that Sword, the dude Hard, whatever his name is, Hayward. I think it's Hayward. Hayward was not. He was trying to revive Vision. They were trying to do what Wanda did. They were trying to bring Vision back to life and use him as a weapon. That's why they're tracking Vision, because he wants his weapon back. This is what I said. I said last week in the episode. Of course, that's what he wanted. So he's a piece of shit. We all know. So then Wanda and Monica have this standoff, and Wanda's like, "I don't want to have to hurt you." She's like, "I'm not scared of you, Wanda. I'm just trying to help." And then, right when you think he's about to get this, Agnes shows up out of nowhere and just whisks Wanda off. And to protect her, not to protect her, but it basically stops the confrontation between her and Monica. During the confrontation, Wanda blasts Monica out the house, and she's carrying her, and she blasts her, and then she hits her, and then she lands, and you can see she kind of uses her powers to land. So she's like, "Oh, what are the extent of her powers?" She can't be more powerful than Wanda, obviously, but what are the extent of her powers? Miss Photon, I guess. Anyway, so that's interesting to see where that's going to go from there. She obviously has her powers now triggered. How are they going to manifest? So here it ends. So then the episode ends with Wanda being back at Agnes's house, and she's trying to rewind, and she realizes, she's like, "Where are the twins?" And Agnes says, "Oh, I don't know. They're probably down playing in the basement." And then Wanda goes into the basement, and the basement is this whole dungeon maze with vines and stuff growing in it, and it just boom. And then Agnes comes down and reveals, boom, I'm Agatha Harkness, whatever. She makes the reveal that she's Agatha, and they do the whole theme song, and it was crazy. And so then they go, that's the end. The credits roll, but then for the first time, there's a mid-credit scene. And it's Monica Rambeau sneaking up to the house, and she opens the basement doors, and she sees the basement, and right before she goes in, fucking Pietro, the fake Pietro, walks up and says something like, "You being nosy?" Or find out anyway, and then it just ends. Another frustrating episode. Another great episode. What is going on with WandaVision? So now we know Vision knows what's going on. He's up to speed. He still doesn't. He has a inclination as far as what Wanda went through, but he mentions he's like, but it's like somebody else lived it. So that was all interesting. The stuff with Vision and Darcy was like a juxtaposition dump. It was just giving us all the information that we know. Everybody else is being brought up to speed, but that was interesting to see. Man, I don't know what's going. So now the question is, okay, so now Agatha's claims that she was behind it all, but she's not powerful enough to do all that. So what's gonna happen? She was working in tandem with Wanda to build this hex thing. So I don't know. We'll see what's going on. We'll see what's going on. What are you guys' thoughts as far as to what's happening with WandaVision? Let me know in the comments below. Leave your thoughts. Leave your best theories as to how this thing is going to wrap up. We only got 2 episodes left. What do you guys think is going to happen? Let me know in the comments below. And, of course, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Click those notifications. Make sure you check out the travel vlog section. The Punta Cana vlogs is going up. I'm loving it. Until next time, you know how we do, y'all. Peace.
I'ma go to the ends with you. I'ma go to the end with you. I'ma go.